Violence in Sport, a presentation by me, Mitchel Cook. So to start off, we'll begin with why is there violence in sports? Well, violence is a part of many sports. Some sports allow it, while others do not. Sports such as hockey, lacrosse, football, rugby, and fighting as sports are all violent as they're based around contact with another person. Violence is used to excite fans. Fans get riled up as they can detach themselves from the violence that they're watching, and they simply become not directly involved as they're not the ones that are getting hurt or in danger. Violence is also used to restore honor. So this could happen when a big hit happens or somebody gets hurt. Players take it upon themselves to go out and try to target that person that did the big hit or basically inflicted pain among other people that they consider friends. Why does this topic matter? Well, what's happening is sports players are becoming injured with long-term and severe level injuries. This can be anything from broken limbs to bruised ribs, concussions, broken extremities as in hands, fingers, feet, and some of these injuries can even require surgery or have long-term lasting effects, which is not obviously a good thing. Another thing that's happening is that violence is attracting more fans to these leagues that have contact as a big part of their sport. So teams are basically using people as a means to an end for financial gain, which we covered on the deontology lecture with Michael in February of this year. So this topic matters because people are getting hurt and other people are making money off of it. So this is certainly a serious topic that is having long-term effects on people's lives. However, there could be an argument that this could potentially be a good thing, and I'll explain why momentarily. So why is violence a necessary part of sport? Well, that's because violence is necessary as it teaches aggression for when it should and should not be necessary. So essentially, being too passive is a bad thing, but being too aggressive is also a bad thing. So if you can find a balance between the two, it will make you a virtuous person, which was argued in an article by Zachem in 2015. And essentially what this article boiled down to was you are an unethical person if you don't feel anger or aggression ever, but you're also unethical if you feel way too much anger. So respect is learned from violence in sport for youth athletes as well, as youth athletes are still finding themselves and they need to basically really figure out whether or not that this is a good type of aggression that they're feeling where they want to go out and they want to do what's right, or if this is no aggression at all and they simply don't care. There's this quote here that I found by Fedor Emelianenko, a fighter, a real strong fighter, should always look dignified and calm, and I believe that any expression of aggression is an expression of weakness. A strong person will not be nervous and will not express aggression towards his opponent, and he will be confident in his abilities and his training. Then he will face the fight calm and balanced, which that quote does partially talk about how being aggressive is a sign of weakness, although I think the key part to take out of this is that he will face the fight calm and balanced if he does not become too aggressive within the fight. How do we move forward? Well, I think the sporting world has already taken great strides forward compared to the past. While I do believe that violence is a necessary part of sport, I definitely don't believe that how it used to be in the past when players would literally purposefully beat each other's faces in all the time and it was super overpowering wasn't right either. So I think where we're at right now in the present is good because violence is a part of the sport. However, it's not as overpowering as it once was. I also think that we need to have respect for our opponents. Respect can be shown in many different ways, where this can be done through even if you knock a person over because that's the nature of the game, you still need to help them get back up. And another way that respect can be shown through sport is through handshake lines. At the end of each game or playoff series, shaking each other's hands, looking them in the eye and saying, "Good game. This was a fun, competitive battle," is definitely an important thing to do moving forward as it helps value respect in sport. Thank you for listening to my presentation on violence in sport.